don't know about y'all, but whenever that temperature drops, I like to start pulling out all of my heavy hitter fragrances. I've been trying to get out of that, but really some of these fragrances I only can wear when it gets cold, and a lot of them have a note of tobacco. So in today's video, we're going to be visiting some of my favorite tobacco fragrances. If you're interested, stay tuned. What's up, you guys, and welcome to the channel. My name is Amanda Marie, and over here I love to discuss all things fragrance. So if you're someone that is into smelling good, perfumes, building a collection, learning more about fragrances, whatever the case may be, I would love for you to hit that subscribe button, and don't forget to turn on your notification bells. That way you'll be notified each and every time I upload a video. We're going to be talking about tobacco fragrances. Y'all know me. Well, those of you that have been rocking with me for a while, y'all know I love bold, heavy hitter fragrances that just when you walk in the room, it just soaks up the atmosphere. Okay, like I like these fragrances that actually make a presence before I do. I love a good tobacco fragrance. I really do. It's one of my favorite notes, right up there with patchouli, right up there with vetiver, right up there with ambroxan, saffron. Like, I am that type of girl. I love a good seductive smoky fragrance, and now is the time for me to pull those fragrances out. I really can't, I mean, in all honesty, you can wear fragrances whenever you want to. A few of these fragrances I'm going to talk about, I can wear them in the summertime if I wanted to, but for the most part, I really thoroughly enjoy them when it is cold outside. I feel like that's when they perform their best. That's when I feel my most confident in wearing them. I feel like if I pull them out in the summertime, I'm just really asking for attention. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are going to be like, what do you have on? I don't want to choke anybody out with my fragrance. Y'all know I love to go in with the sprays, honey. I am probably like, I spray anywhere from like 10 to 15 sprays, in all honesty. I'm a heavy sprayer. So again, a lot of these tobacco forward fragrances, you can't really be spraying like that because you're gonna choke somebody out. I have 5 fragrances here. Y'all know I gotta hit you with an honorable mention because I wouldn't be me if I didn't, and y'all know that's how I roll. So let me talk about my honorable mention first. This is one that I actually struggled with when I first started really getting into fragrances, finding out what I liked, exploring, you know, doing all the things. I don't know. I just found it very, very difficult to vibe with this fragrance. I couldn't connect with it. It's a Tom Ford fragrance. I have talked about it before on my channel, but it was the tobacco note that was sending me. It really was. I'm talking about Tom Ford's Tobaccovene. I don't know what it was. I felt like the tobacco in here, of course, for me, is giving more of a tobacco leafy smell than it is a tobacco smoky smell, if that makes any sense. This is a warm, sweet, ambery tobacco and vanilla scent. If I'm pulling anything, I'm pulling those 2 notes, the tobacco leafy smell and a very delicious, somewhat creamy, bright vanilla. I want to give this a little bit of a spray, even though I know what it smells like. Let me show you guys the travel. Like, this is a travel size. Like I said, I had not brought myself to buy a full-size bottle of this fragrance, but I wore a dupe of this fragrance probably about 2 weeks ago to work, and I just had the chance to wear it all day and experience the fragrance. And it wasn't this one, it was the dupe, but they are pretty spot on in my opinion. But when I smell this fragrance, I get, again, this warm, ambery feel, very warm, definitely giving me fall, wintertime vibes. I'm picking up on some beautiful, soft, spicy notes in this fragrance. It could be anything from nutmeg, cardamom. Definitely picking up a beautiful, spicy touch in this fragrance. And I'm also getting the vanilla. Like, you can't miss the vanilla. The vanilla is sweet. It's bright. It's almost creamy a little bit, but not over the top creamy. There could be a little sandalwood in this fragrance, giving it that kind of creamy touch. But for the most part, I'm getting tobacco leaf, spices, and vanilla. I think this is really gorgeous. The reason why I struggle with this fragrance up until recently is because that tobacco had a weird kind of aroma to it. And if you guys have any experience with cigars, a lot of cigars are rolled by people. And I don't know if they still do this, but I know back in the day, they used to roll those cigars and they used to put their saliva on the cigars to make the leaf stick, you know, that paper stick. And I swear, I don't know if it was in my head, but I swear I was picking up on this kind of a saliva type of smell. And it was really, really turning me off. And I just couldn't get past it. I don't know what's changed. I don't know if something's changed, obviously, because I don't get that anymore. I just get this beautiful aromatic, aromatic tobacco, vanilla, and spices. It really puts me in the frame of mind of fall. It kind of gives me those Thanksgiving vibes, and Thanksgiving is one of my favorite holidays, and so I love it. I love it. Definitely gives sweater weather. If you are the type of person that loves a warm, cozy type of scent, I think you will really enjoy Tom Ford's Tobaccovene. I will share with you guys the dupe that I was wearing that really kind of helped to change my mind about this fragrance. And this is one I've had for a while. I've kind of been going through my collection. Like, the fragrances y'all see behind me is not my whole collection. This is by Haramain. It's called Amber Oud Tobacco Edition. I actually talked about this fragrance in one of my most recent videos. I think it was a dupe video. I don't know. I've talked about this fragrance, I feel like, twice now in the last 2 months. But y'all, when I tell you these fragrances are pretty spot on, I'm not even gonna lie. They are not necessarily one-to-one, but they're close enough, okay? I get the same vibes in the Tobacco Oud. I get the same vibes in the Amber Oud Tobacco Edition as I get in Tobaccovene. I get a beautiful, warm, ambery, aromatic, soft, spicy, tobacco leafy smell, and vanilla. They're giving off the same vibes. And that may too be another reason why I haven't invested in a full-size bottle of the Tom Ford Tobaccovene, is because I have this one, and as y'all can see, I have a full-size bottle here. Like, I'm working with a lot right now, so you know, I gotta make it make sense. You know, I look at building my collection in a totally different light. I don't want to have a lot of dupes in my collection, but on the other hand, I do want to start wearing my fragrances. I want to see more dents in my bottles. That is the only way I feel justified in bringing in new bottles, to be honest with you. But y'all, I see myself bringing in a new bottle of Tom Ford's Tobaccovene at some point. I don't know when, but I'm definitely going to add it to the collection. When I tell you, this is one of the most sexiest, intoxicating, seductive fragrances that I have by Mancera. This is red tobacco, and it is a beauty, y'all. It is sweet, warm, seductive, spicy. It is everything, okay? I cannot talk about this fragrance enough. I really can't. When you talk about, one thing I will say though is I hate the tops. I hate that the tops are twisty. Listen, I want to just take the top off and get right to business, okay? Like, I ain't got no chill when it comes to this fragrance. Y'all, when I smell this, It's beautiful. I'm gonna spray a little bit because really, y'all, a little bit of this, ooh, them spices is going up in my nose right now. A little bit of this goes a long way. This is not a fragrance that you want to overspray. I know I advocate for putting that shit on. Okay, I know I advocate for drenching myself in fragrances. Like, I'm the first one to tell you that I love to drench myself in fragrances. Okay, I want to see little beads of fragrance on my skin. That's how much I spray. But when I tell you, you cannot overspray this. You will choke. You will choke. What I get in this fragrance is this super seductive tobacco. This is smoky, and this is very, very spicy. Do you guys know they have an intense version of this? I can't imagine. I can't imagine what the intense version is giving. I really can't. This is aromatic. This is warm, very spicy. There may be a little patchouli in here because I'm picking up on something green. I'm picking up on something very earthy, okay? Definitely getting the smoky tobacco. Not a lot of vanilla. So if you're someone that prefers more vanilla in your fragrances, you're not gonna get a lot of vanilla out of here. I'm just telling you right now. But you will get this super seductive fragrance. When I tell you this is one of my most complimented fragrances in my collection, it smells great on everybody. Perfectly unisex. Anybody can wear this. It smells great on everybody. Compliment getter. I'm telling you, I cannot wear this fragrance and somebody not stop me. I know you guys hear that a lot on social media. People getting run down in the streets, girl, and all that old mess. I'm not gonna lie to you. When I wear Red Tobacco by Mancera, I am guaranteed to get stopped no matter where I go. No matter where I'm at, someone is going to stop me and ask me what I have on. It's a given. It's happened too many times for me to count. Okay, very seductive. Again, this is another one that I can only reserve for the fall and winter. To be honest with you, this is more of a wintertime fragrance for me, okay? Fall is light work for this fragrance. The wintertime, those super cold days, like when it's in the 50s, that's when this fragrance performs at its best. At its best. This is a winner. Baby, a 10 out of 10 in my book. I do at some point want to get my nose on that intense version, but as long as I have this, like, y'all, I don't think I would ever say this, but I don't know if I can handle the intense. Like, this is the most spice and smoke I really need. Like, I don't need anything more than what Red Tobacco, the OG, is giving. And this next fragrance up was actually one of my first Xerjoff fragrances. It was gifted to me by Twisted Lily. So if you are interested in purchasing this fragrance, I do have a code down below that you can use. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, when I first got this fragrance and I smelled it, I felt like I felt like I had made a mistake. I kind of second guessed why I picked this fragrance as my very first Xerjoff fragrance. It took me a while to sit with it and wear it and play with it to actually come to love it. And I don't regret picking this as my first Xerjoff fragrances. This is Tony Iommi's Monkey Special. And I have talked about this fragrance several times on my channel, and I actually love this fragrance. In this fragrance, you get rum, passion fruit, bergamot, geranium, patchouli, cinnamon leather, caramel, vanilla, tonka bean. You get some sandalwood in the base, ladamine, ambergris, and musk. I do want to give this a little bit of a spray. I feel like I just talked about this fragrance not that long ago. To be honest with you, I don't know in which video I was talking about this fragrance, but y'all, this is a beast. Every time I smell this fragrance, I just picture Tony Iommi going crazy on a guitar. This is a beast of a fragrance. But you know, even though it is beastly, it has these kind of soft components to it. You know, like the caramel, like the passion fruit, like the vanilla. It has some softness to it that kind of rounds it out, and it's just not crazy in your face, loud. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate that about this fragrance, because I don't know if I would be able to tolerate this if it didn't have those soft components to it to like round off the fragrance. I think it would be just way too harsh, way too much for me to wear. This is another one that I will not go heavy on the sprays with, but the more I wore this fragrance, the more I started to enjoy it. The more I started picking up on those softer, prettier, kind of almost like gourmand notes in this fragrance. And it's a really good balance. This is one of the most sexiest fragrances ever. And I do believe they've come out now with a parfum version. I wonder what that one is giving. I wonder if they're pretty much the same. I don't know. But I like the original. I think it's just seductive. I think it's sexy. There is a come hither type of feel to it. It just like draws you in when you smell it. This is a type of fragrance where I spray on my neck and I can see somebody just like going in on my neck because it just draws you in. I would really reserve this one more for those colder days, if I'm being honest with you. But other than that, I think this fragrance is wonderful. I think it is just, it's super sexy and I love it. This next one is from Kayali, and this is Oudgasm Tobacco Oud 04. Now, when these first released, I really thought people were gonna go crazy behind the Tobacco Oud. I think when I did my ranking, I put this one like at top 3, but in actuality, I don't hear a lot of people talking about this one, but I think this one is very, very good. I will say that this fragrance, oh, come on. Now, I have let this fragrance sit since I got it in PR. When did the Oudgasm collection come out? Was it last year? I don't know. Let me see, girl. Let me see. Because, baby, what is happening? Oh, it came out last year, y'all. Wow. This is beautiful. Okay, my nose still doesn't steer me wrong. In my opinion, out of the whole Oudgasm collection, I still feel like this is like top 3, even though people don't talk about it. But in this one, I do get a little bit of a Middle Eastern vibe. More than likely, that is from the oud. We know that oud is very present in a lot of Middle Eastern fragrances, but I am getting this sweet honey. I'm getting the sweet praline. I'm getting some vanilla. And I'm also picking up on that tobacco, which all of those notes together make this really, gosh, it's very beautiful. All of those notes combined is really giving me something soft. That tobacco is not harsh. It's not over the top smoky. It's very tolerable. I do get, if I'm pulling anything from this, I'm pulling the tobacco, I'm pulling the oud, and I'm pulling the honey, because I keep getting something sweet in this. I'm just gonna chalk it up to the honey. And I feel like the honey smells very realistic here, because oftentimes for me, honey can come off smelling a bit synthetic and off-putting, and I don't like that. Y'all, to me, this is one of the best out of the Oudgasm collection. You know what? I have all of them. I'm gonna say this. I think as far as uniqueness and something different, I'm gonna have to give it to Smoky Oud 07. I'm gonna have to give it to Tobacco Oud 04, and I'm gonna have to give it to Cafe Oud. those three. I'm gonna say it. Those three are my favorite. I feel like I could change my mind next month, who knows, but right now those three are my top favorites. Tobacco Oud is nice. I'm definitely going to leave this one out. This is one I feel like I can wear in the daytime. Some of these other fragrances I would not necessarily wear them to work, like the Tony Iommi. Definitely would not wear red tobacco to work. I have worn Tom Ford's Tobaccovene to work and I was fine. Tobacco Oud 04 is another one that I feel like I can wear into the office and I'm not causing a distraction. You know what I mean? This is heavenly. This is heaven. This one is just smooth. It's not harsh. It's not a very, let me just talk about the oud real quick. The oud is very soft. This is a very soft oud in my opinion. It's not giving animalic. It's not giving barnyard funk. It's very smooth, smells very high end, very tolerable to me. Okay, even though I'm very familiar with oud, I'm not always fond of it. Okay, it has to be blended in a certain kind of way for me to enjoy it, and I must say I thoroughly enjoy the oud in Tobacco Oud 04. This is a really great fragrance. I don't know if you guys can get it in a full size bottle. I would have to check the Kayali website. If it was available in a 50 ml bottle, I would definitely pick it up. And I am really excited to wear this next fragrance. This one was gifted to me by the brand, and I want to say they gifted it to me over the summer. I live in Texas and it is hot here, okay? So when I first smelled this one, I didn't feel like there was a block. Like I was still very much into my summer fragrances, I was in that era, okay? So I really couldn't appreciate this fragrance the way I wanted to when I first got it. Now that it's getting cold outside, it's time for me to pull this bad boy out. And this is Duke by Harlem Perfume Co. And if you guys are not familiar with this brand, they also do candles. They also have a storefront in New York City where you can actually go in their store and smell their fragrances and their candles. Next time I'm in New York, I'm definitely going to pay them a visit. In Duke, you have pink pepper, ginger, bergamot, lemon, lavender, tobacco, olibanum, styrax, resin, and honey. Another tobacco and honey fragrance, which I'm not mad at that combination. Actually, I love tobacco and I love honey. I actually love to eat honey, y'all. Like, I'm not joking. I can take honey on a spoon and just eat it like that. That's how much I love honey. But let's get into Duke. Okay, right away, this reminds me of two things. This reminds me of a barbershop. More than likely it's because of that lavender note that is sitting in the middle somewhere. It's not super over the top, but I'm definitely getting the lavender here. And I feel like this fragrance does lean a bit on the masculine side, in my opinion. And I think it is because of the lavender. I often find that lavender is a note that is used in fragrances that are targeted for men. I just did a whole video on fragrances for men that women can wear. If you have not checked that video out, I will link it down below. As a matter of fact, I will link it at the top. But go check that video out. This is a fragrance that I definitely feel like if you are a woman, you can rock this fragrance. You really can, especially if you don't mind that lavender note. As I am smelling this, I feel like the lavender is a little fleeting because it's starting to calm down a little bit. I'm definitely picking up on that pink pepper and the ginger note in here. I love the ginger note in here. It's giving it, both of those notes actually are giving this fragrance something a little spicy, like a soft, spicy feel. And the lavender is giving it like a nice soft touch. I'm picking up on the tobacco. This is not a heavy tobacco fragrance in my opinion. Very subtle, very subdued, very wearable, okay? And I am getting the honey. The honey is like the cherry on top in my opinion. It is like bringing all those notes together and adding a little sweetness to the fragrance. You know what I'm saying? It's like when you add honey to your tea without the sugar, it just gives it a nice sweetness. That is what the honey is doing in this fragrance, and it is just, it's bringing it all together. I really do like that touch of sweetness in this fragrance because it makes it more wearable for me, being a woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not over the top masculine in my opinion. Definitely giving me sweater weather vibes, okay? This is one that you can wear in the fall, in the winter if you are a man. I think this is one that you can wear actually all year round. Definitely giving seduction, okay? Definitely giving sexy and definitely giving smoky. As much as I pull for this fragrance, I should know the notes of this fragrance by memory at this point, but I do not, y'all. But when I tell you, when I first got this fragrance, I could not, when I first sampled this fragrance, I could not stop wearing it. And then I got a full size bottle. And it is such an easy grab for me, in all honesty. It's nothing to think about. I am drawn into this fragrance. I am just hooked on this fragrance. This is called Sant Fum by Fleurit. And the meaning of the fragrance is holy smoke. In this fragrance, you get bergamot, pink berries, cassis, incense, orris butter, clary sage, ambroxan, oak moss, musk, and myrrh. There is no tobacco in here, but I'm gonna let it slide because it's smoky. And I'm gonna spray it on my skin because I don't wanna waste any sprays on paper. It has to be the ambroxan. This, even though there's no smoke, I'm gonna say that the smokiness is coming from the myrrh, because anytime there is resins present, for me anyway, I can't speak for anybody else, but anytime there is a resin present in the note breakdown, I feel like there is a slight chance that that fragrance is gonna be smoky, okay? And so there's no tobacco here, but there is myrrh here, which is giving it that smokiness, okay? And then you get this ambroxan. It's kind of giving it a sexy skin scent, okay? Your skin but better smell. And then you get this fruitiness, this sweet fruitiness, something a little green. Maybe that's from the cassis, but I'm definitely picking up this fruitiness, like a light, airy fruitiness from the pink berries. I feel like this fragrance really plays with like my sensory neurons in my nose or whatever is going on, because I'm getting these highs and lows, these sweetness and smokiness and just like a little woodiness. It's simply divine. It has this sex appeal to it that I cannot explain to you. I'm gonna chalk it up to the ambroxan, because anytime I smell ambroxan in fragrances, I get this really, this sex appeal. That is what I get from ambroxan. Fleurit has several offerings, and I haven't had a chance to really explore all of the offerings and get into them, because Sant Fum has had me in a chokehold since day one. But I'm going to get around to those fragrances and I'm going to give you guys a review. But as of right now, Sant Fum is my number one. it's my number one and I absolutely love it. So those are my sexy, seductive tobacco fragrances -1, okay, that doesn't have any tobacco in it, just some smoke, okay. But comment down below if you have any of the fragrances I mentioned in this video. Let me know what your favorite tobacco fragrance is, or your favorite smoky fragrance for that matter. Leave it down in the comments. If you are into fragrances, you're into smelling good, you enjoy my videos, if you have watched 5 or more of my videos, I would love it if you hit that subscribe button. It would mean a lot to me. Don't forget to turn on your notification bells, that way you'll be notified each and every time I upload a video. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up button on your way out. It is super important for the growth of my channel. Thank you guys again so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you're having a pleasant day, and I hope you're smelling good doing it. I will see you in the next video. Bye.